Today, let's talk about personal branding. If you want to grow an audience and make money from it, you need to master personal branding. Now, here's the thing. When you think about productivity and personal development, I believe the first person who comes to your mind is Ali Abdal. Now, most people think it was all luck. They say things like, no, Ali just started making videos about the topic, then suddenly he found a niche that was doing so well, then he became this type of a person and he grew his audience and started making money. But after spending hours studying Ali's brand, there's a clear system and strategy that he uses that most of you don't see. And the best part of it is that anyone can use it once they understand how it works. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 personal branding techniques that will massively grow an audience and your personal brand. And after watching this video, I guarantee you think different about making content and growing your personal brand. Technique number 1 is going to help your brand build an emotional connection with your audience, because without this emotional connection to your audience, people are not going to follow you, people are not going to buy into your brand, and they won't be supporting you for the things that you're doing and what you want to achieve. The mistake that most people make is that they do not know the full information about personal branding. They are told that they should post more content, they should be consistent, but that's not actually the full information about building a personal brand. And what you see is that doesn't work in most times. I remember the time when I was starting my first YouTube channel. In my first 1.5 years, I was doing the same thing. I was posting more content. I was being consistent, trying to grow my personal brand, trying to get the best out of what I was doing. But then no growth was happening, no progress was happening. That led me to being frustrated. It led me to feel so sad, and eventually I burnt out because the process was not helping me. I felt like I was failing. There was nothing that I was doing with my brand. Then one day I sat and I realized that there's something that was missing about personal branding. I realized that people do not follow brands or content or information that you are told. They follow the brand because of the person behind that brand. So the main point that you should know is that it's not about the message that the brand has. It's about the messenger. It's not about the type of coaching that you do. It's about the coach himself. So this is the main point that you should understand about personal branding. So to better understand this, let us look at an example of how Ali Abdal grew his brand. The first part of Ali's YouTube channel started when he was just a medical student at Cambridge. There, he helped students to pass PMAT exams, and later he became a doctor at NHS in the UK. And there he started talking about medicine and how he was growing his brand. Then later he quit medicine to become an entrepreneur and an author, and he's been running his brand until where he is right now. So his success has not only been about the content and the things that he talks about, it's been also about the person, his story, his journey. So technique number 1 that you need to use in your personal branding is your origin story. So for people to know you and to feel like they have a personal relationship or friendship with you, you need to be sharing content that is authentic and relatable. This is an important factor in growing your personal brand, because without relating and resonating with your audience, people won't be following you, people won't be buying the message that you have in your brand. So here are the 3 questions that are going to help you to create your origin story that feels authentic and also relatable to your audience, and that makes people stick to your brand. Number 1 is, what do people naturally come to you for advice or help with? Number 2 is, what unique experiences or struggles that have shaped your perspective? Number 3 is, what skills and knowledge do you have that most people don't have? By answering these questions, you're going to know what exactly you need to add to your brand and also be authentic and relatable at the content that you are making. But then there's been an increase in people building brands, so competition has grown. So for you to be unique and to stand out, you need technique 2 that is going to help you to do that. One important thing that you need to know is that the success of your brand is not about the number of followers, the number of subscribers, or how big your audience is. It's about how you have achieved that success. It's about who you are, what are the things that you stand for. The mistake that most creators make is that they are blindly copying what these big creators, people with big personal brands are doing. and they wonder why their content, their brand is not growing and is not working. The thing is, when you're just copying and making content from other people, you are trying to be like them. You need to know exactly how to position yourself such that brand, the brand that you're building, should match who you are and what you're doing. For example, if you're someone who has been following Ali and his personal brand and his YouTube channel, I believe you're someone who likes reading books. I believe you're someone who likes entrepreneurship. I believe you're someone who likes self-development, who likes productivity. Those are the qualities and the attributes about Ali that make him stand out on YouTube. So technique number 2 that you need to help your brand stand out is identity, values, and style. With these, there is no competition that you can have because you're being yourself and no one is like you. Here are the 3 questions that you need to answer about yourself that are going to help you to stand out amongst all this competition. Number 1 is, how do you want people to feel when they hear your message? Number 2, it is, what is the vibe of your brand? What vibe should people get when they talk about your brand, or they listen to the message of your brand? Number 3 is, what makes you different? What is something that you've noticed that is different about you, that you've seen is happening different, that you need to do different in the industry? But then the mistake that you need to avoid is creating content that reaches everyone. Simply because when you create content that is talking to everyone, you are actually talking to no one. Most beginner creators have a tendency of posting videos like this. Today they post videos about self-development. Next week they'll post videos about cooking. Then the other time they'll be in the gym, and just different videos, different topics, different niches. And just like that, number 1, you are confusing the people who are watching your videos because they do not know what to expect in the next video. Number 2, you are even confusing the algorithm. It's even harder for the algorithm to promote your videos because they don't know who exactly they should take your videos to. So that one person behind your brand has a desire, has a problem, and they are on a journey which they are going to. So your job when building a personal brand is to move that person or transform them from point A to point B, and that only happens when you have clarity about your brand. So technique number 3 that you need to know is to know your ideal viewer, who is behind the content or the videos that you're making. When you know the person who is behind your brand, who is your ideal viewer, it is easier for you to make content for them, to relate to them, and to know how you can help them. And here are the 3 questions that you need to answer to know who your ideal viewer is. Question number 1 is, who is this brand for? Number 2 is, what problem does it solve? Number 3 is, what specific action should they take? With these 3 questions, you are going to know how you can transform someone's life, and you're going to know who you're going to be talking to in your brand. But then try to avoid being known for everything because you're not going to start out. And it's like this saying, if you're friends with everyone, then you're friends with no one. So now that you've known who your ideal viewer is, you need to know how to make content that aligns with them. Because if you miss out on this topic, all the things that you've done, all the previous things that you've learned are going to be pointless. So this is why you need to understand technique number 4. So if you want to build a brand that grows faster and has authority about the message that you have and who you are, you need to have a good foundation. Just like any building, if its foundation is weak, it's easier for it to collapse. For example, if you're a hair growth creator, for you to build the perfect foundation, you need to do it in this way. Number 1 is to know that each type of content that you're making has its own purpose. Your content might look like you're talking about hair growth tips, you're talking about some products that you use in your hair, then you can also talk about a journey. So one thing that you should know, that each type of content that you're making should serve its own purpose. One should be about helping someone solve their problem. One should be about building a connection with your audience to your brand. One should be about reaching masses who are out there. So you should know exactly the purpose of your content with regards to your brand. Having knowing this, you know why you're creating that content and how it's going to help you, and also help the ideal viewer that you are making it for. So technique number 4 is having content pillars. There are 4 content pillars that you need to have for your brand that are going to help you to grow, to build connection, and have authority over your brand. Number one is to create content that is helpful, to talk about the tips to help people solve their problems. Number two is to have reflections, the things that you've noticed, the patterns that are new that you are realizing. Number three is about the deep dives, to make sure the people understand the root causes and the things that are happening with your content and the problems that they are facing. Then number four is your vulnerable moments. These are some of the mistakes, the things that you didn't know about, what you're doing in your brand, and the things that you realized. So creating content that focuses on these four things is going to help you to build a brand that has different aspects and have a close relationship with you, that helps you have authority, that helps you have a connection with people, that it keeps on growing, that people can relate to. So I say thank you for watching this video. I hope this video helps. And if you are interested to learn much more about personal branding or anything, you can watch this video that I share more information about it.